Rocky loves Emily. Rocky loves Emily. Rocky loves Emily. Rocky loves Emily. Hey, everybody. It's the D Hang Glider here, Daniel Ehrenberg. And we're here to talk about one of the great movie franchises of all time, especially the 90s. Okay. And let's bring in my co-host Logan. You ready to myrtleize this franchise?
What does that mean?
What that's a line that Tum Tum says in all the movies.
He says it in both the movies, myrtleize?
Yeah, myrtleize.
Oh, I don't recall it
He
one
says it
time.
multiple times
No,
in both
I don't
movies.
believe you.
It's flat out a catchphrase, bitch.
I don't think so. That's
Yes.
his Tum Tum's catchphrase? I thought it was,
Yeah,
here,
let's-
have some jelly beans.
No, first of all, here, have some jelly beans. Offering others jelly beans? You think that's his catchphrase? No.
He gives it to the grandpa. That's how the grandpa defeats the bad guy in the first movie. Or the second movie. Whichever movie.
Yeah, listen, when they need to use them as weapons, so lend them out. But in general, he's just eating those babies.
Mm.
Hey, Logan.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you are too enamored of these movies.
No, not at all.
Okay, great.
I
Let's
just
talk
didn't recall his catchphrase being whatever you said it was.
Let's myrtleize them.
Yeah.
How do you not remember it? Because he says, let's myrtleize them. And then in the second one, when there's replacement Tum Tum, he kind of pronounces it shitty. He says, let's murderlize them. He really enunciates the murder part of it. And I'm not that into it.
All right, so we like original Tum Tum better. What about original Rocky versus replacement Rocky?
I gotta say, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other on those two kids.
I agree with you. Originally, I was like, I like this Rocky in this first movie, and then in the second movie, I was like, all right, this is gonna take some getting used to. But then I adjusted pretty quickly.
Yeah. It's at the beginning of the second movie, it's jarring because you're used to original Rocky, but then after a couple minutes, you don't even notice. Frankly, when I was a kid, I wouldn't have noticed that they replaced either.
Really?
Yeah, maybe Tum Tum.
Way different.
I don't think I would have noticed Rocky if not for my sister.
Oh, she liked him?
Well, let's get into it in a minute.
Okay.
Three Ninjas. I want to set it up for the people who maybe don't know this franchise. Maybe we have regular listeners of the show, the franchise, that aren't familiar with the Three Ninjas franchise.
Well, I wasn't too familiar.
Yeah, you weren't born when this franchise ended.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
All right, so the Three Ninjas were made, or was made in 1992. It came out during the summer, August 7th, 1992.
Yeah, well, I saw that. That's 30 years ago this week. That's kind of cool.
Wow, we're celebrating the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, look at that.
Of Three Ninjas. A toast to all Three Ninjas, Rocky, Colt, and Tum Tum.
Yeah.
Frankly, the grandfather.
What about the parents?
Maybe the mom.
Yeah,
the
I
dad's
don't like the dad
not. He's not supportive enough.
I know. Yeah, he really.
Even after he learns a lesson in the first one, he's still like a little unsupportive. I'm not into it.
Me either. I agree with you.
Yeah. FBI guy.
Yeah.
Fucking Man in Black over here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust them.
No. Until I see otherwise.
Yeah.
Maybe in the third movie, he has a face turn.
I gotta say, I don't think they're in that third movie, the parents.
Really? I did see.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil you. I mean, do you know the casting? What goes on? Because I did see like what happens in further movies.
Well, what do you mean the casting? Well, yeah, I do, but let me continue to set up the Three Ninjas. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this movie, I saw it in theaters with my whole fam.
Wow.
All right, at the Liberty Multiplex. It was a disgusting theater. It used to be a playhouse, so there was like a stage in front of where the theater was for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in front of where the screen was, and I feel like it was really sticky at all times.
Huh.
Like it was never not sticky in there.
All right.
And yeah. So we saw Three Ninjas. We loved every second of it. I never owned this movie for some reason, but it was a regular rentable.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So My sister and I both liked it. Watched it on the regs. It was a ripoff of Home Alone and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Basically, it's just an amalgam of both those things, and I love both those things.
The Ninja Turtles and their brother ninjas.
Yeah, and that they have like a master.
Okay.
And it's a little Karate Kitty too, but which was also like semi still popular at the time.
Well, especially the second one. There's like a whole tournament.
The second one is so similar to the second one, isn't it?
I haven't
Like
seen
the
it. I don't know.
second Three Ninjas is just such a ripoff of the second Karate Kid.
Well, I don't know. So I guess to me, Karate Kid's rip off of this.
Oh well, what a world to live in.
Yeah.
So, but also the Ninja Turtles, those surfer bros, the breakers and enterers,
Love them.
love them, of course, classic characters. But that is just a very Ninja Turtle-y kind of character. They're basically playing like, I don't know, the Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
Yeah, as humans. Okay. So I go see this movie in 1992. It starts with a Bonkers cartoon.
What's that?
I don't even know how to explain it. I think he was like a muscat of some kind, but it was like a Disney Channel cartoon that would sometimes air on ABC on Saturday mornings. And so I was familiar with it. And this was back in the day. They used to air like little cartoon shorts before movies.
Like Bow.
Yeah, now it's artsy fartsy. Back then they'd show like a fucking Tom and Jerry cartoon.
All right. That sounds fun. I would have loved that.
Yeah, it was great. So sitting there loving this Bonkers cartoon. I'm like, already got my money's worth here. Then Three Ninjas comes on, we're loving it. Then we rent it over and over again. Then Three Ninjas Kick Back comes out. Now, what we didn't know is that in between Three Ninjas and Three Ninjas Kick Back, they made another Three Ninjas movie.
What?
Yeah. Three Ninjas Knuckle Up. All right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Three Ninjas Knuckle Up.
I forgot about that.
Has the whole original Three Ninjas cast in it.
Yeah.
The three that you know and love. All right?
That makes so much sense now, actually. I forgot all about this.
But then they were like, I'm pretty sure this Three Ninjas Knuckle Up sucks.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Like, I don't know that this is good. Let's make one that's more Home Alone-y. Like the classic Three Ninjas, okay? Problem is, they go and write this new Three Ninjas, and two of the ninjas aren't available.
Why?
All right? By this point, the kid who played Rocky, he'd had it. He retired from acting.
Wow.
The kid who played Tum Tum, he was off filming a TV movie. In fact, I was wondering if maybe during the podcast we could find out what TV movie he could have been doing.
You don't even know?
Well, I read that he was filming a TV movie instead of making the second Three Ninjas. All right?
But it doesn't say the title of the TV movie?
No, so I thought I would look up his stats here. And here's what I think it is. It's not a TV movie. It's a TV pilot.
Yeah.
All right? It's called Couples. It seems like it's a Friends ripoff, maybe. 3 New York couples find their lives becoming intertwined with one another while living in the same apartment building. That's basically the plot of Friends, right? Yeah. Except they're couples.
Yeah. And then this is one of the kids?
I guess he's one of the kids, yeah. But listen to this pilot. It had Megan Mullally, young Megan Mullally.
Yeah.
It had Jonathan Silverman, who later got cast in his own Friends ripoff, The Single Guy.
Of course, The Single Guy.
Right? The Single Guy, yeah. And then Helen Slater, who was Supergirl.
Any relation to Christian?
No relation to Christian. So great job for him. By the way, original Tum Tum's name. Do you know his real name, his birth name?
The actor?
It's as cool as Vin Diesel in its own way.
Who do you mean? The actor?
The actor who plays original Tum Tum.
No clue.
His name is Chad Power.
That's not as cool as Vin Diesel, but it's cool.
In its own way. It is. It's a modern version of Vin Diesel because Chad, hasn't that become like a pseudonym for like an alpha male? A Chad.
Yeah, you're right. I get now it works better than it did back then, probably.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, you're right. And did you notice Tum Tum's name
He's
in the
probably
movie?
my age. He should like build that body up, become a cool guy. Did I notice his age?
No, his name in the movie. Tum Tum's name, his real name.
Yeah, his name was Tum Tum.
No, his other name, his real.
I don't respond.
Name.
I don't respond to their given names.
His name is Michael Douglas.
What?
They're the Douglas family, and he's Michael in the family. He's Michael Douglas.
That's crazy. That's a crazy catch.
It is. Oh, yeah. Well, the other ones are Jeffrey and Samuel, but he's Michael.
They're the Douglases? He's like the dad's agent Douglas?
Agent or captain or whatever you call him, yeah.
I don't believe there's captains in the FBI.
I don't know the ranks. You know all the ranks?
Agent?
Lieutenant? I don't know the different ranks of FBI.
Here's the ones I know. Agent. Special agent. All right, some of them are special. Then there's director. Right? Then there's field operative. Ooh, is that something?
I feel like you're just making stuff up at
I
this
might be now. All right.
What about special field operative?
I don't think they got those, man.
Okay.
Yeah, just special agents like Dana Scully and Fox Mulder. All right, so who wrote these movies? Are you familiar? Do you know?
No.
All right, great. Let's talk about it. So the first one was taken from a spec script by a fella named Kenny Kim. All right. And then it was rewritten by a fella named Edward Emanuel. All right. They're basically nobodies. But the director, Logan, went on to plenty.
Yeah.
The Turtle. The old turtler. John Turtletaub. And he'd only directed 2 movies at this point, and they both tanked, bro. This guy, if he was a woman, he'd be out of Hollywood by now.
Yeah, but he's not. His name's John.
But his name's John. He's a turtle. So he got in there. You know, turtles, they get a lot of chances in Hollywood. Him, David Paymer, all the great turtles of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And fucking Turtletaub. One of the movies he had directed before this was that movie with those twins. I think it was called Think Big. And in the 80s, Logan, there were these celebrities who were just like these bodybuilding twins.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't really do anything. They would like show up on talk shows and like ads and stuff.
Well, people were just like fascinated by them.
Yeah, it's like bodybuilding was kind of big in the 80s, and then it was like, look at these two. They're the same guy. Huh. So then they got Johnny Turtles to make a film, a feature film.
A real film.
Yeah, where they're the stars.
Like they act in it?
They act in it.
Are they good?
I've never seen it, man, but I think I gotta.
Yeah, you got to.
Think Big. Should we cover it? If that's nominated for a Razzie, let's do that for the Razzmatazz.
Really? It interests you that much?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. The Turtle. You want to hear my ranking?
Wow, yes.
All right. I have a turtle ranking. 11 things.
Okay.
All right. Where do you think Three Ninjas pipes in?
I will guess. How'd you say? 11?
Mm-hmm.
6.
Okay, good guess. All right, number 11 is Instinct. That's a movie where Anthony Hopkins grew up in the jungle and is a feral wildman, and Cuba Gooding Jr. tries to be his lawyer.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Number 10 is a movie called Phenomenon where John Travolta has mysterious powers.
Okay, yes.
And I do want to say that Joey Travolta showed up in this movie.
Didn't recognize him. Tell me any of these, by the way, that I should watch.
Oh, okay. Well, later. Well, not yet. Number 9 is Disney's The Kid,
Right.
where Bruce Willis meets his self as a kid, played by Spencer Breslin.
So
Then-
Spencer Breslin and Joseph Gordon-Levitt have played young Bruce Willis.
That's right. Yeah.
I didn't know Spencer Breslin did that.
Yeah, who did it better?
I haven't seen Looper, so I don't know.
Yeah. Have you seen Disney's The Kid?
Yeah, definitely when I was little.
Okay. Number 8, Three Ninjas.
Oh, number 8. Okay.
Yeah. Number 7, While You Were Sleeping.
Okay.
And that's a movie where Sandra Bullock runs over Bill Pullman, right? Am I right about this? No, Peter Gallagher. She runs over Peter Gallagher, and then Peter Gallagher's in a coma. Okay, and then Sandra Bullock, she like pretends, she tells the coma guy's family that she was his fiance. She lies, and we're supposed to have sympathy for her just because she's Sandra Bullock, but then she falls in love with the brother of the coma guy, played by Bill Pullman.
Wow.
All right, and then it's like she manages to tell Bill Pullman, I lied to your entire family.
What is she trying to get out of that,
at
though?
the end of the movie? Well, I think
she's trying to be with the other guy.
Yeah, she was in love with I think she thought he was a handsome man from afar, maybe during her commute to work or something.
That sounds really weird.
Yeah, it's a weird movie, but you know,
and
what?
It's better than Three Ninjas.
Slightly.
All right.
Number 6, National Treasure: Book of Secrets.
Yeah, I thought that this would be better than that for sure, but
That's a good movie.
I haven't seen it, so that's
all right.
I'm naive.
Number 5, The Meg.
Wow, The Meg.
Sharks. Number.
The Meg.
You know, I'll tell you what. I have. Yeah, I have 2 TV things on here. Three Ninjas would have been 6 if I didn't include them. So I'm gonna give you that.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Number 4 is a TV thing, Harper's Island, which was one summer of my life I spent watching that show. It was a horror TV show. Every episode, somebody was killed.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah. Then
not enough horror TV shows.
I agree. Number 3, From the Earth to the Moon. He did some of that. That was the space thing produced by Tom Hanks.
All right.
All right. And then number 2, Cool Runnings, man.
Should I add that to the list? I've heard of that. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, add Cool Runnings to the list.
All right.
That's John Candy coaching the Jamaican bobsled team. Great movie. And then number 1, Original National Treasure.
Wow, and that's his best.
That's his finest feature.
Okay, so you never saw... He had another Nick Cage one. What, The Sorcerer's Apprentice?
Yeah, I never saw that one.
Okay. Yeah, me either. I feel like I should. It has Jay Baruchel. I liked him at the time. It has that girl that I liked for a little while.
Who?
Teresa Palmer, I think was her
I
name.
don't know. I just thought it was such a weird premise for a movie at the time. It's a Disney movie based on The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which is a segment from Fantasia with Mickey Mouse, but the movie doesn't have Mickey Mouse. It's not like Nick Cage is playing live action Mickey Mouse.
Is he not? How do you know? Have you looked at the
IMDb? I don't believe so.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be awesome. Why don't they make a live action Mickey Mouse movie? That'd be such fucking nightmare fuel.
Well, I think Mickey Mouse is up for being bought soon. Who knows?
No, it's up for going into the public domain, but Disney will never let it happen.
They need to do something with it, though. I feel like he's just sat there forever.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The last Mickey thing they made.
He's pretty much just a mascot these days. Yeah, has there ever even been like a movie where like Mickey's the star? Like Mickey Mouse the movie. They've never done that.
No. They've had a Goofy movie.
Yeah. Why don't they trust that Mickey Mouse can be the lead?
I don't
Hey,
know. I really don't know.
Disney, why don't you guys trust Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
What's going on over there?
Kathleen Kennedy? Get working on something.
Yeah. Fucking uh 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 what's that guy's name?
Which one?
Bill, like the head of Disney.
Kevin Feige?
No, he's the head of Marvel.
Oh, sorry. I don't know.
I don't know. I lose track, you know.
John
Anyway.
Lasseter, you do something with him.
Hey, John Lasseter's off doing his own thing. We don't know whether he's still touching people. Let's leave him in his own world.
Yeah.
All right. So, this film, it was made for a mere $2.5 million
Wow.
by Touchstone, which was like a Disney thing.
Seems like a lot, even so.
What are you talking about? This movie looks fine.
I know, but you don't need $2.5 million to make this movie.
Of course you do. You got to rent out that warehouse. There's a bunch of scenes with like guys coming down on wires and shit.
$2.5 million for that?
You got to wreck that whole house. They probably had to like pay somebody to like buy their home and wreck it and then refix it up.
All right, I'm sold. You got me.
Thank you. Nailed it. All right. The movie made $29 million
Wow.
at the box office. Got some bucks from my family. Came in at number 44 at the American box office that year, between Sleepwalkers, which is a Stephen King adaptation about dog people, and Final Analysis, which is a sexy, sexy movie where Richard Gere plays a sexy lawyer who romances both his sexy client who's on trial for sexy murder and her sexy sister.
Should I add this to the list?
Maybe.
right.
The sexy sisters are played by Kim Basinger and Uma Thurman.
All right, I'm writing it down.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, let's talk about Three Ninjas, huh?
Yeah, this classic film.
Fucking get into it, bro. So, I mean, how does the film open?
We probably meet our characters.
We probably meet our characters. The three ninjas are spending the summer at their grandfather's house. Their grandfather, played by the great Victor Wong.
Yeah, I saw from freaking Tremors.
Yeah. You remember him in Tremors? He played Walter Chang.
He owned the store.
Yeah. Now, I don't know that I did research on Victor Wong when I did Tremors, but I have now done some research on Victor Wong.
Yeah.
It included reading his Wikipedia page and his IMDb trivia.
Okay.
Great. I'm a great researcher.
It's more than I did, so.
All right. And what I've learned about Victor Wong is he's the most fascinating man of all time.
Just from reading those two things.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
I learned he died. That's sad.
Yeah.
Lived a long life. Even I mean, he lived only until he was like 70s, but that's crazy. He was born so long ago. It's just crazy, like how old people are and how they lived like their full life. You ever think about that?
Yeah, keep going.
No, I'm done.
That was great. All right. Victor Wong. So he was a young actor. He's Japanese. And in the 60s, he was like a beatnik. All right? He was part of the beat generation. He was studying art under Mark Rothko. All right, one of the great artists of the day. And through Mark Rothko, he met and befriended Jack Kerouac. And Jack Kerouac wrote the book On the Road, and apparently there's a character in On the Road that's based on Victor
Wow.
Wong.
You read that book?
Yes.
Whoa, okay.
Oh my god. I mean, the reason I didn't ask you for the audience, I didn't ask Logan reciprocally if he's read the book because he's never read a book.
Not true.
Well, not out of school. And I don't think schools in Alabama are giving their kids fucking On the Road to read.
No, definitely not. We did not
Yeah.
read that. Streetcar Named Desire? Read it.
Stella.
Frankenstein? You're damn right.
I'm not a monster. Or something.
Classic.
What does he say in that?
Should I add that movie to the list? I feel like I should do that movie.
Like the original with the
Like
James
Mary
Whale?
Shelley's movie, you know?
Oh, the
based
one
off
with
the
De
book.
Niro?
Yeah, should I watch that?
I mean, it's not good, but like it's interesting.
All right. I'm adding it.
Okay. Logan's watched a lot of movies lately. He watched fucking Dog Day Afternoon yesterday, so everybody congratulate him. When I get back from my vacation, I think we're gonna start doing like a regular show on the Patreon where we talk about like what we've been watching and shit.
Well, if you're on vacation, you probably won't be watching stuff. You might have to wait a
Are
week.
you fucking crazy? I have a
yeah, I guess so.
5-day train journey. I'm gonna
Just
be
gonna be
watching a lot of shit.
I feel like I'd be so like on edge on the train. I wouldn't be able to watch stuff. Listening, I could get, but like watching something, I don't think I could do.
We'll see.
Getting
I'll
like
I'll
drawn
let you
into
know.
something and like
I'll let
not
you
looking
know.
around. I don't know.
Listen, I got to keep up with Love Island at the very
Yeah,
least.
well, that's easy to watch.
It certainly is. So easy. For heaven's sake, Sydney and Isaiah, I hope they win. Okay. Logan.
Yes.
So that's Victor Wong. Oh, wait, I'm not even done with how amazing he is. All right, so
Yeah.
after all of that, in the 70s...
I like his one eye. His one.
Okay, I was about to get to that.
Oh,
in
really?
the 70s, he develops Bell's palsy, a disease which paralyzes half of his face.
Oh.
And then the eye thing happens. All right? When he's young, he gets ridiculed for it. But don't even worry about
Children
it.
are so cruel.
Well, I mean, it happened. He was an adult already. He'd met Jack Kerouac and shit.
Wait,
but
say what you said again then?
It happened in the 70s. He was ridiculed for it just by other people on the street.
Oh, when he was an adult, he was ridiculed for it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, people.
I know. Victor Wong was married 4 times.
Wow.
Okay? He had a bunch of kids. One of them, a son, in 1986, was murdered by a random person on the street in Sacramento, California. I don't know, young.
Damn.
Yeah. And this horrified Victor Wong, and he had a stroke.
And that killed him?
No. It was in 1986. Three Ninjas hadn't come out yet.
Sorry.
All right. So he had a stroke.
Jesus Christ, this man.
Yeah. It was on the set of Big Trouble in Little China, by the way. The stroke.
Wow. I think that was his number 1 on IMDb.
Probably. All right. So he takes some time off of acting, but then he goes back to it.
Thank God.
He makes Three Ninjas, probably the crowning achievement of his career, if you ask me. All right. Then after the 4th Three Ninjas movie, he's the only cast member to appear in all 4.
Spoiler alert.
It's not a spoiler. It's
well, if the 3rd one he's in peril, I know he's going to get out.
Yeah, they don't kill the grandfather. All right. After the 4th movie, he has a second stroke.
Wow.
And he retires from acting for good. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he's got 2 sons working in downtown New York City.
Oh, no.
All right, well, yeah. I mean, it's never ending with this guy.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Oh,
all right?
my God.
Then, and 9/11 happens. The whole day, he can't get in touch with these kids.
Oh, my God.
All right? Then, he's finally able to get in touch with them.
Yeah?
They're alive.
Oh my god.
Everything is all right, but he's had such a stressful day that he has a stroke and dies.
He dies on 9/11?
He dies on 9/11.
What the fuck? How did I
not
not notice
in New
that?
York. Well, because he died technically on 9/12. They say it happened like the night of. Like,
Oh my goodness. Walter.
Victor Wong.
Oh, Victor. I was thinking of his Tremors character. I'm sorry.
Walter Chang. Yeah.
That's an insane story. I love this man.
I mean, it's an incredible life. You could do a whole podcast just Victor Wong tales.
We
You probably just
did. Should we
interview
end it?
people. No, I mean, like, that could be episode 1 of a long series.
We should interview his children.
I think we should. Especially those two. I wonder if they feel bad. Like, we were trying to get service.
No, that's not on them. Come on.
Of course it's not on them, but I wonder if they sometimes blame themselves.
I'm sure they do, yeah. Maybe not
Yeah.
anymore, but definitely when it happened.
It's hard to think about, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. All right, let's talk about something happy. Let's talk
Okay.
about Rocky's love of Emily.
Oh, well, not yet, because we're still at the grandfather's compound.
Oh, okay.
And what a house, by the way. Seems like
Yeah.
it's like alone in these woods. It's a big cabin, big luxury cabin. Sort of looked like the cabin they're staying in Joe Swanberg's Digging for Fire.
Wow, what a pull. I'm sure somebody's fist pumping right now. They're so excited.
Yeah, I know. All right. But in this case, it's just like an old guy living there. And he's training Rocky, Colt, and Tum Tum how to be ninjas. And the word ninja always struck me as weird because, like, it's one thing to teach karate. Like, Mr. Miyagi taught Daniel-san karate. All right?
Right, but he's teaching them to be ninjas.
And that's a different thing, isn't it?
That's a good point, yeah.
Like, because like they're saying a lot about how like the tenets of being a ninja are like body, mind, soul, and heart, right? They say that a bunch.
Mhm.
And like I guess those are the tenets of like some forms of karate, but being a ninja, I think like the tenets are like being sneaky and like killing motherfuckers with swords.
Well, also they get those cool outfits. So is that like another thing? The difference between a ninja and like a just karate? Like if they were just getting karate lessons, they wouldn't get those cool blue
Karate
outfits?
guys wear like gis and compete in like tournaments, whereas ninjas wear camouflage uniforms and perform feats of daring do in the Yakuza where they murder people. And so that's my thing. Is like, I wonder if that's the dad's problem. Like, the three ninjas have this dad who seems a little racist for somebody who has a half Japanese wife.
Or so they tell us.
Well, she is. I think the actress even is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know she just looks like a white lady.
Okay.
But anyway, fucking yeah, so he's the dad's a little weird, but maybe like his issue is that the grandfather should be teaching them karate.
This is a
but
good
he's
point,
teaching them ninja-ness.
Because the dad was in my running for LVP because he's just like a jerk and doesn't care like that these kids want to hang out with their grandpa and learn ninjaing. But you're right, there's a difference between ninja and karate. Like maybe he's just like weirded out that he wants them to be ninjas.
Yeah, I think there's something more sinister to the idea of teaching a child to be a ninja rather than just like teaching them karate. Because like the dad shouldn't have any problem. Like kids were doing karate at that time. Now, I mean, part of it was because Three Ninjas was so popular, so that wouldn't have happened in this movie. But I mean, like I loved the Karate Kid and I loved the Ninja Turtles. Like there was a lot of karate going on at this time.
Yeah.
Like even like I probably around this time was starting to watch like Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal movies.
That right now, when you're 6 years old?
Yeah.
Look at you.
I mean, not the crazy ones.
That's amazing.
Like My parents would take a look and they'd be like, "This one's PG-13. You can watch that."
A little 6-year-old Daniel. That's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, I gotta take a sip.
Oh, sip of what?
I was taking a sip. Sorry, I couldn't answer.
Oh,
It was a Coke Zero.
Coke Zero. Okay.
All right, so Rocky, Colton, Tom.
We should do a soda tournament one day where we get a whole bunch of different sodas and we do a little tournament.
That would be fun for you.
I thought it would be fun for you. I just thought that would be a thing for you that you would like.
I already know the winners. The winner's gonna be Cherry Coke Zero. Second place, regular Dr Pepper.
But it depends how the
baby.
seating works. We don't know.
Oh, that's true.
And we got to get somebody else in case there's a tie between me and you. So it,
my
it might not
God.
win. Who knows what could happen?
Brutal. All right. Rocky, Colton, Tum Tum. Who was your favorite? Rank them.
In this movie,
Yeah.
Colt is last in this movie.
That's outrageous.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think so. I mean,
Colt's always number one, I think, because he's like the only one of the kids who can kind of act.
really? I thought.
Yeah.
No, I think Rocky is okay in both the movies. Tum Tum is slightly annoying, but not as annoying as he could be in both the movies, weirdly. But Colt in this movie doesn't really have anything. Like Tum Tum has the jelly beans, Rocky has Emily. Colt doesn't really do anything.
He's like impulsive. He's the one
But
who's
isn't
the
that more in the
most into
second
the
movie?
karate.
Where he jumps into the tournament for that.
Yeah, well, that continues. He's sort of the Raphael of the group.
That's good.
Yeah.
We have a Michael. Do we just add Michelangelo to Tum Tum?
Tum Tum is Michelangelo for sure, and maybe Rocky's sort of a Donatello Leonardo combo.
Interesting.
Yeah,
They're the lamest ones. They both kinda
absolutely they are. They're the leaders.
suck. So
and-
does that mean you like Rocky the least?
yeah, of course,
Even though he has Emily, he has a nice little love story.
he does have a nice little love story, and and I mean, who knew that Rocky and Colt were such ringers on the basketball court?
Yeah, really. I have some question about the basketball scene. but
I
guess we'll
did.
get there.
I wouldn't have guessed that ninja skills would translate so directly to 2-on-2 basketball, but apparently so.
and they're like, they show all the skills. Like they dunk it. They get
Alley-oop
some
it.
nice layups. They get some nice jump shots in there. Like they get everything. They really
Yeah.
run the gamut.
One of them does a dunk from the fucking free throw line like
amazing.
he's Air Jordan.
Yeah, it's incredible. I had a question though during that. Are we at the basketball scene?
You can ask me a question about it, sure.
All right. Well, they play a game to like 10 or whatever, and we only see the good guys score. Like we only see our three ninjas score.
Yeah,
the
because
points.
they give the bad guys 9 points.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, they spotted the bad guys. This is how fucking cocky these three ninjas are. All right. First of all, they're playing these guys in basketball to get Rocky's girlfriend's bike back. All right. They fucking stole her bicycle. This
I didn't get
Emily
the stakes
girl.
either because they like the ball rolls over and they're like to get the ball back, you've got to beat us. So like they're playing for the ball and for the bike, and then they're also like, and also we're gonna beat you up if you lose. So like also they're playing to not get beat up. Like there's way too many stakes going into this.
Yeah,
It was a weird
yeah.
scene.
It is a weird scene, but they spotted them 9 points.
Okay.
They're playing to 10. I love that Rocky goes like, "What do we play to?" And the fat black kid goes, "Playing at 10, idiot." What else would we fucking play to? And I was like, I don't remember like 10 being like the standard point
No.
total for.
It's a great question because you always have to determine. You have to determine what you're playing to. You have to determine if you're doing 1s and 2s or 2s and 3s. It's a great question. by
Are we
Tum Tum.
checking?
Exactly. Is it like make it, take it? You know, if you
Yeah.
make it, you get the ball back. What kind of rules are we going? It's a great question by Tum Tum.
I
These guys
agree.
suck.
These guys do suck.
I thought it was like you ever play a 9-ball pool, where it's like you have to hit all the numbers in a row, but whoever
Yeah.
gets the 9th one in, they win. It doesn't matter who got in the other ones. It just matters who gets in the 9th one. I thought that's what they were doing. Like because we only saw the good guys score 9 of them, and then they scored the 10th and they won. I was confused, but
Yeah, they
guess they
have
spotted them
9.
points.
They spotted them 9. Then we see the good guys score 9 in a row to tie the game. And then the bad guys score the 1 point. And they're all cocky about it. Like, yeah, bitches.
Yeah.
Fucking what? You guys, you lost 9-1. I understand what happened.
How do you even like
but
muster up the courage to even say that at that point?
yeah, like you're walking away with your tail between your legs at that
Yeah.
point. To these guys, I mean, they look like maybe a year or two older. They're both bigger. The bullies,
Right? Yeah.
One of them's frankly black. And they're playing street basketball, and
And he, I remember he
I'm just going by my own experience, but playing one-on-one with a black kid as a kid never once went well with me.
And he was just have that kid post up down low against Colt. You think there's any way Colt's gonna defend that guy? There's no way.
That's another thing. We never once saw the 3 ninjas play defense.
I guess it was make it take it then.
It must have
They just
been
kept
make
scoring.
it take it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What? Because I was like, what's going to happen when they have the ball?
They just never touched it.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Anyway, great scene. All right. So Rocky, Colt, and Tum Tum are our 3 heroes. Rocky, he's an older hunk. I would say maybe around 13, 14 years old.
I actually question that because they do look very similar in age in this movie, but then in the next one, it's clear like, oh, Rocky's the oldest one.
Yeah. Well, I don't have an answer for you. I don't think they are ever actually, their names are ever actually said. But here's what I always thought. Rocky's 13, 14, Colt's 10, 11, Tum Tum's like 8.
8?
Yeah. 8, 9.
He looks so young, especially in that second movie.
Well, yeah. But he looks younger in the second movie, doesn't? They got like a skinny Tum Tum in the second movie. I'm like, Tum Tum's whole thing is he eats a lot. Like, you can't have such a diminutive kid.
Yeah, he is really tiny in the second movie. I noticed like during the baseball scene in the second movie, you have like new 17-year-old Rocky pitching to like 4-year-old Tum Tum, who's the catcher. It's a crazy scene.
Look, we'll get to it, but I do not understand how the 3 of them ended up on the same fucking Little
No,
League
it makes
team.
0 sense. You're absolutely right.
All right, so Colt is the middle son, and he's named after a horse.
Yeah.
He's got floppy hair.
So does Rocky.
Maybe you're right. Maybe Colt doesn't have as much of a character, but he's kind of the Raphael. And then there's Tum Tum, who's young and he eats a lot. Usually he's got a bag of jelly beans or gumdrops, or like a piece of maybe licorice sticking out of his mouth.
Yeah, and in the second movie, he had like he puts a mouse trap because somebody stole his stuff at one point.
In real life, he'd be one of those kids that's sticky all the time.
Is that a thing? Is that a
Yeah.
type of person?
Sometimes kids are just sticky. I feel like I could probably, like, a sticky kid could probably beat me in a fight, actually, because he just grossed me out with his sticky hands.
Yeah. I've never encountered a sticky kid before.
You probably were one.
No way. Come on.
All right, so some bad guys. We meet the bad guys.
Right.
All right. The main bad guy, he looks like Steven Seagal. I think they were looking for a Steven Seagal type.
I thought he looked like Coach Wade a little bit.
Coach from Survivor?
From Survivor, Benjamin Coach Wade. I thought he had a little coach energy.
Similar build, similar widow's peak.
Hair,
Yeah, I could see it.
Mhm.
What was the name of that character?
The bad guy?
Snyder.
Snyder, yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at the actor Rand Kingsley. He's got 2 credits on IMDb. One of them is as the main villain of this movie.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was too bad.
No, he was all right. I just didn't really understand it. It looks like on a script level, I get it. They say that Snyder was friends with like the grandfather when they were both young, so it's like the relationship between Splinter.
Well, I
and
think he
Shredder.
trained him, right? The grandpa trained the bad guy when he was younger.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. Yeah, but I don't know. He's so young, the bad guy. He looks like he's like fucking 30. So what? The fucking
It's like Luke and Kylo a little bit.
It's like the grandfather just like trained some asshole like 5 years ago, and now all of a sudden he's like an arms dealer.
Right, and like he wants the dad because the dad's in the FBI to like get off his back, so he goes to the grandpa and is like, "Get your son-in-law to stop bothering me." And the kids are like, "Oh, grandpa's a bad guy because he's talking to this bad guy." So like, there's a stretch where they think the grandpa's the villain, but we know grandpa's a good guy.
Of course, we know that. Although I still don't really trust him for teaching kids ninja and for being friends with this arms dealer.
Come on, he trained him before he was the arms dealer.
Yeah, but look at this guy. You think this guy was ever like a good guy where you're like, I'm going to train this guy the deadly arts of martial
He probably
arts?
had like a tight buzz cut. He didn't have that crazy hair. He was
He
thinner.
always had that widow's peak.
I don't know about that.
He
You
must have.
develop that when you get evil.
When you get evil?
I think it takes being evil to develop that.
Oh boy. Anyway, yeah, so the grandfather does not agree to get the FBI guy dad off his back, so they decide to kidnap the kids.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll get the FBI guy off their back. It's such a bad plan.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But why doesn't he agree to just tell the dad to get off his back?
Well, I mean,
And then he'd leave him alone.
yeah, you're probably right. I mean, maybe he just doesn't have a great relationship with that dad. He just doesn't want to talk to him.
Especially I thought that later when like the grandpa shows back up and the kids are missing and Emily's like, I know where they went, and he's like, I'll go get them, like instead of telling the dad like, hey, just like have an agreement, and then they could have gotten the kids back. Instead it's
well,
like this big
that's
chase.
a fucking crazy thing because the FBI guy dad is like, I'll have like 70 FBI agents on that barge rescuing my kids in 5 goddamn minutes, all right? And then like the mom stops him and is like, you don't understand. My father's a very special man. And I'm like, I get that. He's good at martial arts, but like this guy's in charge of like FBI task forces.
But that might have made the villain kill the kids if the FBI shows up.
Yeah. Why didn't they just kidnap one of them? Like when the kids were all like fucking destroying the burglars. We'll get to it. Well, hang on. All right, so Snyder has like a henchman who he bosses around sometimes, and the henchman's always like, "Oh, anything for you, boss."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that guy. And he happens to know some surfer bros that could maybe kidnap the kids for them.
Yeah. 3 of them.
So he gives them a call during a liquor store robbery. A hilarious scene, by the way.
Yeah. All their scenes are pretty funny.
Yeah. And gives them their task, and they're on it, baby, because they want to make some moolah. Now, the main guy, he always never looked like a surfer guy to me.
That's good.
He just looks like some random old guy who's like doing a surfer voice.
I like the voice though. I think it's funny.
No, it's great. He does a good job. He's a good actor. But like, I looked up this guy. He was a regular on NCIS. Like, that's the kind of actor he is. All right. And then the other two, it's like a surfer Asian fella, and then a surfer blonde guy who really only says dude.
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah. And so they're gonna kidnap the kids with guns. It's pretty sinister.
Yeah, you're right. Well, does it go wrong at one point and they have to like bring out the guns or at any point?
I feel like there's always guns in these movies. Like they're constantly like fighting ninjas that eventually pull out guns.
Really? I guess I don't really remember that too much.
Yeah.
But I had a question. The whole thing is like they see a pizza delivery person and they like I guess beat him up and take his outfit or something, and they shows up to the door. Did the kids actually order this pizza or did they like luck out and find a delivery guy going to a different house and they take
No,
it?
I think they ordered the pizza because they've got a babysitter there with them.
Right.
Who's like this old lady. It's weird that the babysitter's not more of a character. She like doesn't even have any lines.
No, they just like immediately stuff her in a closet.
Yeah. And then she like cowers in fear the next time you see her with pizza all over her
And by the way,
face.
I've seen this part of the movie. Like whenever the bad guys show up and they stuff her in the closet and they're hanging out at the house, I was like, oh, I've seen this part of the movie. But that's like,
Really?
yeah, but that's like the only part I've seen. It was a weird experience.
Maybe you stopped on it as a kid when you were watching TV, just because it's so good, so Home Alone.
Yeah, it is for that section. Yeah.
Yeah, the movie just like stops in its tracks, pretty dead for like a half hour, and just becomes a Home Alone ripoff. Where like these surfer dudes are Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci, and the kids are just like setting traps on them.
But these guys are like extra stupid.
Oh yeah, big time. And every time they get hit, there's like a bonk or a.
I love it. I like the sound effects a lot. Like at one point they have a tie and they go to hang one of them, but they're hanging him where he's like laying on the ground. Like you're not being hung when there's no gravity pulling you
Oh
down.
yeah, I
you know?
noticed that. Yeah,
Like it really makes zero sense, and that's like one of those things that's like too
and he's like,
stupid.
help me.
Like I get they're supposed to be dumb, but that's almost too dumb, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really like that joke too much.
What about when Tum Tum pours oil all over the floor and Colt is easily able to slide across it, but then the bad guys just immediately fall down on it?
Well, I think it's because they don't know. Like when you expect it to be slippery, it is a lot easier, right?
I suppose you're right. Okay.
I liked one of the jokes. The bad guys are leaving their bedroom and they're like, "Last one out closes the door," and they like rush to get out of the room. That's hilarious.
Yeah, they're very stupid.
Yeah.
All right. So
It's not cool, by the way. They disrupt that guy's poop. They give him like diarrhea and then they disrupt him while he's going to the bathroom. Not cool.
It's a good move though to feed them the laxatives though.
Yeah, it's a great move.
I loved that when I was a kid. Like anything poopy was funny to me, like farts. And so like they feed the guys laxative. I remember watching this, like getting like, oh my god, what's gonna happen to them? Like, and then like during that one scene, they've got like guns on the kids, of course, and it's like, oh my stomach, and it's like, oh yes, yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't think that was cool to like interrupt one of them while he's pooping and beat him
No,
up.
for sure, for sure. At least like wait till he's like wiping and surprise him.
Well, the other one, yeah, the other one does finish, but the other one, no shot.
Yeah, yeah. So the kids get away, but the whole segment was meaningless because all the real bad guys are just right outside.
Oh, the cops.
No, like, don't you remember? Like, the kids beat these three losers, and then they get out. Like, they open the front door of their house, and standing there is like Snyder's henchman and that giant Asian guy.
Oh yeah, I guess they just take them anyway.
Yeah, and they just take them to this big boat. I feel like this was a thing in the 90s. A lot of action sequences on like barges at the end. Sort of like Pitch Perfect 3.
Yeah, it's exactly like Pitch Perfect 3.
Yeah.
Where was Toxic when you needed it?
So this is the most boring part of the movie.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm not that into anything that happens on the boat except for that one really scary ninja guy with the face paint.
I don't even remember that guy.
I found him terrifying as a child.
No, I don't even remember him.
Terrifying. You don't remember him? They like beat a bunch of ninjas wearing like the gis and stuff. But then there's one guy left and he's got like kabuki makeup on his face. And he licks his sword.
Is this one where Tum Tum wants to be a sumo wrestler, or is that the next movie?
No, that's the second one. God damn it.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Hey, listen. We'll get to sumo. Got a lot of fun facts about it.
Oh,
I mean, whatever. Fucking they win. The grandpa comes and he fights Snyder.
yeah. The jelly beans, he uses them and he wins.
Yeah, he
and they get
shoves
away.
them in his mouth. Something that's crazy about these fight scenes that always drives me nuts is like they knock down. It's like they get into a fight. There's like 17 ninjas versus 3 kids. First of all, that drives me insane because any adult can beat any kid in a fight. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a loser adult. Like, I'm out of shape. I'm 36 years old as of yesterday. And, and, you know, I haven't been in a fight probably, you know, since I'm like in high school. All right. So you put me in a fight with the best karate master 13-year-old in the world, okay? I will
Wow.
beat that kid in a fight.
Big words from the D Train.
I'm just saying, man. That's really my belief. I believe any adult beats any kid in a fight. You just have more strength.
Even the best one, though, the best one there is.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
anyone.
What about the strongest one there is?
I'll kill him.
The strongest 13-year-old. Do you think you could take him still?
I'll choke him out.
He's like the nose guard on the best football team there is around. You think you could take
Yeah,
that kid?
and he's already like 6'10". I'll kill him.
I don't know about that. I think you're off on this.
Kids,
But
they
these
can't
kids you could
do
take.
anything. They can't fucking do anything. All right, these ninjas with these swords would destroy these kids. But what happens is they come after the kids one-on-one every time. The kids kick him in the head. But by the way, they're always coming at him hunched over. Stand up tall. They won't be able to reach your fucking head.
Yeah, I noticed that too. You're right about that.
All right. Now, and then they get knocked down by the kid, and then it's like they're out of the fight. They don't get back up again.
Yeah, if you get knocked down, you got to get back up again.
Yeah, take that lesson from Chumbawamba
Come on.
and use it.
Did you like the end when Rocky's like wants to beat up the bad guys, but he's like trying to resist, and then Emily's like, "All right, Rocky, you can do it,"
Show off.
and then he beats the shit out of him. That was
yeah,
pretty good.
man.
Love that.
What'd you think of Rocky and Emily, man?
I love them.
Did you think that they were gonna be together forever?
Yes, at the time, and then 30 minutes later, I was very upset to find out they're no longer together.
Yeah. Now, I've got a real question about that. And it's basically they've got this whole setup where it's like a tin can on a string kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But they can communicate through it between each other's houses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's an incredible connection. You can talk all the time.
I don't know how it works anyway.
I don't know how it works either, by the way. But it's a two-way radio, and they're communicating all the time. What happened between the first
You ever tried
movie-
that? I never tried that. I should have.
Let me finish the thought.
Sorry.
What happened between the first movie and the second movie that this whole setup has been dismantled?
Did they move houses?
Maybe Emily moved. Do you think?
I didn't
Because
really
like
look at the
nobody is
neighborhood.
talking about Emily. Like
He has a
Tom-
new girl, right?
Tum Tum at one point does Rocky loves Mio. Rocky loves Mio.
There's
And
another one at the baseball game that he's into.
Oh yeah, but he's got no shot with her. She's like an older girl.
Oh, really? Even for Rocky?
Are you kidding me? That girl looked way too fast for Rocky.
But Rocky's older.
I understand. Rocky's like 14, but I'm saying this girl, she looks like she's been given BJs for at least a year at this point.
Yeah.
And Rocky is not ready for that shit. I doubt he was even getting hand jobs from Emily.
Oh, definitely not. But
She was a child.
But he's definitely into her. Like he sees her during the baseball game and like messes up.
Of course.
So he has his
I mean,
sights set.
even Tum Tum's fucking into this lady.
You think so?
Dude, when Tum Tum said hello to her at that ice cream stand, I felt a spark.
I did. I get exactly what you're saying. but no, he's just like teasing her.
I guess so. Hey, that Tum Tum grew up to be a handsome boy.
Really?
Yeah, he you know what's crazy is I was looking up the actor, replacement Tum Tum, and I saw that he was in an episode of Buffy, and I was like, what the fuck?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I couldn't place it, and then I looked up what episode it was, and it was the best episode of Buffy, like my favorite
best
episode.
episode?
Yeah, that I've watched like hundreds of times, okay?
Mhm.
And so I'm like, who the fuck was he in that episode? So I really watched him. Like I'm watching Three Ninjas Kick Back, and I'm looking at this Tum Tum kid trying to like see his facial features, and it hit me.
Yeah.
There's a fucking scene in that episode. it's the body, the one where Buffy's mom's dead,
Yeah, yeah.
and fucking Dawn, Michelle Trachtenberg. They show her. She learns of the death in an art class. All right, and she's got a crush on this fucking comely hunk in that art class, and it's this fucking kid.
Holy shit! Wow. And when was that made?
Wild shit in 2001. So it's like 6 years later. You know, he grew up.
It seems a little young still.
No, I'm telling you, he's like, he looks like he's 17 or something.
Okay. Well, I actually knew Rocky.
You recognize New Rocky?
Well, no, I didn't recognize him, but I knew it in the credits or in his IMDb. I was like, oh shit, that's that guy. He's in an episode of Full House. He plays one of Stephanie's boyfriends.
Oh, really? And
It's
you
actually
remembered that episode?
Oh yeah, it's actually a baseball episode, and they play baseball a lot in this movie.
I wonder if that's why he got cast. He's got baseball skills.
It was before this, yeah. And she
maybe he quit acting to be a baseball player.
I don't think so. But Stephanie, like, she's pitching to him, and she strikes him out. It's pretty cool.
Oh, and is he like a little offended by that? And then they teach Stephanie don't beat boys in sports.
Well, no, they're kind of dating throughout the whole episode, and then that's how it ends. She like strikes him out, but then they decide like it's fine that you beat me, even though you're a girl. We're still gonna like be boyfriend and girlfriend.
But then we never see him again.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think we ever see him again.
Yeah, so I think he was probably actually pretty offended.
No, I'm sure if he had his druthers, he would have been in the next episode. The writers didn't let him.
If the actor had his druthers, I guess. I don't know about the character.
Well, it's the same thing.
I don't know. Stephanie, any of those Tanners, it's going to be high maintenance dating them, all that family.
Yeah. Who's the most low maintenance? Joey? I guess he's Gladstone.
The most low maintenance of the Tanners, probably, boy.
DJ.
That's maybe like one of those boys, like one of Jesse's kids.
Nikki and Alex.
Yeah.
I don't know. They seem pretty spoiled. Their mom's on the news. Come on.
What are they doing in Fuller House?
Their mom is on the news and their dad is a rock star. Those are the most annoying kids in the world.
Oh, you're totally right. The dad's what? Jesse and the Rippers got famous?
They're like it waxes and wanes, I think, their fame. And he goes through different bands. But then he like opens up that club, remember? So I guess he's not really a
Smash
rock star.
Club?
The Smash Club? Holy shit, yeah. Smash Club.
Yeah. It's a great club. All right. Three Ninjas. What do you give this movie?
Oh, and then they also have their own radio show, Jesse and Joey.
Oh, on Fuller House?
No, on Full House.
I kind of remember that.
Rush Hour Renegades, that's the name of it.
Don't they have
Renegades.
Don't they have kind of a power struggle in that show because Joey's doing too many funny voices or something?
Yes, that is an episode where he's making too many jokes.
Yeah. Great show.
I forgot you said something else.
What do you give Three Ninjas?
Oh, it's tough. It's between a 2 and a 3 for sure.
Yeah, look, the impulse is to give it a 3, 1 star for each ninja. But it's such a bad movie, dude.
Oh,
it's like on a technical level.
I thought the action was kind of good, actually.
No. I agree. Turtle Taub's like an okay director, so he makes it look better than it needs to, probably. But I mean, it's just a Home Alone and Ninja Turtles ripoff. That's all it is.
Right, and there's nothing to like elevate it past that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I give it 2. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's a 2. But I loved it as a kid, and it was very fun revisiting it. It gave me that nostalgia blast that I was looking for.
And the kidnappers are fun. I think if they got worse kidnappers, it's definitely a worse movie.
I agree, yeah. Who's your MVP?
Well, now I kind of want to go with the main kidnapper, but I don't think that I will. Well, who else is there? Grandpa?
I think Grandpa. I think Grandpa's the MVP, man.
Does Grandpa have a name? Do we ever learn Grandpa's name?
No.
I don't remember learning.
Well, we do actually. In the second movie, they say his name is like Moro Shintaro or something. But apparently they fucked that up, and he has a different last name in the other movies.
Oh, well, Well, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go Grandpa too then. And then
Good
LVP,
job.
I'll go with the blonde robber, the third robber guy.
The third, yeah, the one who only says "dude."
Yeah, the
I'm pretty
worst one.
sure he's not even an actor. Like he was just like someone who was working on
Well,
the
none of
movie
these
that they
people
were
are.
like,
None of them did anything.
no,
else.
not true, not true. The other two robbers were both actors.
I mean, everyone else in the movie, like nobody really did anything
um,
except for Walter Chang from Tremors.
I mean, they all worked. Like those parents are both still working, and the
Still
kids
working?
didn't go. Yeah, yeah,
All right.
they're both working actors.
All right. Yeah, my LVP is the third robber or the dad.
The
I thought about the
third
dad,
robber. Okay,
but I think you talked me out of it.
no, I'm gonna give him my LVP, the dad.
Really? Even though you
Yeah.
thought maybe he's right for not wanting them to be ninjas?
I still think he's being a dick about it, and I think that he's got some weird coded racism towards his wife.
And he's in the FBI. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, he's a G-man.
You think he's racist against his wife?
I feel like that was a weird scene where he and his wife are like talking in the car, and she's like, "That's the Japanese side of me. That's the white side of me." You know what I'm talking
says
about? She says that. And I don't know, the way he's talking to her, it just felt like he doesn't acknowledge that his wife is half Japanese.
Yeah, he really doesn't want them to have any sort of connection to their grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. So he's my LVP. Now let's talk about Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Yes.
Okay.
2 years later.
Yeah, and they already made a second one.
Right, right.
Yeah, so they made Knuckle
Does that
Up.
one come out 2 years after this one? So that's like that's out on the shelf for like 4 years.
Yeah, something like that.
That's crazy. Oh my god, these kids are
Yeah.
like 20 watching their movie.
And it was barely released in theaters. And it wasn't promoted at all. When Three Ninjas Knuckle Up came out, I remember we were just like in a video store and I saw it on the shelves and I was like, holy shit, a third Three Ninjas
Wow.
movie. Yeah. And we rented it. It was so exciting.
And you're like, why is it called Knuckle Up, but it's on the shoe? That doesn't make any sense. What are they doing with that?
Totally. So this film, the second Three Ninjas movie, Knuckle Up, that didn't come out, was directed by this guy Simon Sheen, and he's back to write this movie. All right, and he is the second most interesting person that's ever lived.
Wow.
After Victor Wong. Okay, listen to this. He was a South Korean art filmmaker, all right? Making big South Korean films in the 60s and 70s, all right? Then in 1978, Kim Jong-il, the dictator of North Korea, kidnapped him.
Wow.
Okay? And his wife, who was a South Korean actress, all right? And Kim Jong-il forced them to make North Korean propaganda films.
Holy shit.
All right. Yes. And then in 1986, so that went on for 8 years.
Oh my god.
And then in 1986, they took a North Korean film to the Vienna Film Festival. You know, they're being heavily bodyguarded by like Kim Jong-il's men. And somehow they escaped in Vienna.
Wow.
Okay? Defected to America, worked under the pseudonym Simon Sheen because his real name is Sang-ok Shin.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And ended up directing Three Ninjas Knuckle Up. All right, then
what if this guy he worked under Alan Smithy? Like we figured it out. Like this guy was Alan Smithy. What a reveal that would be.
No, that's Ryan O'Neal. So this guy, and then he moved back to South Korea after the Three Ninjas franchise was over.
On his own accord?
Yeah, he and his wife, who escaped in Vienna, got divorced.
Oh no.
No relationship survives.
Yeah.
And so he moved back to South Korea, died in 2006, and upon death was awarded the highest honor a South Korean artist can receive?
Which is what?
I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that is very an interesting life. So they divorced, and he decided, I miss South. I'm gonna go back. Oh, you said South, not North Korea. I was like, oh, I thought he went
Yeah.
back to Kim Jong Il. He was like,
No,
I miss
of
you,
course
bro.
not. No, those 8 years were actually pretty good.
That makes more sense, actually. Okay.
All right.
Well, he was alive for this movie. He saw this movie come out. I'm sure he's very excited.
Now, weirdly, that is not the only Kim Jong Il connection to Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Mm-hmm.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
You're asking yourself, but I'll tell you. Yeah, this was apparently young Kim Jong Un's favorite movie.
Wow.
He's the current dictator over there.
Right.
Yeah. Now, he loved this movie so much that Kim Jong Il had
his dad.
His dad had a remake of it commissioned with North Korean actors, so that Kim Jong Un didn't have to watch.
Did that guy have to make it?
No, he'd already defected.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've recently
Does
been
that
learning.
exist? Can we watch that? The remake of Three Ninjas Kick Back?
If somebody can find that for me, I'd love to watch it.
Yeah, me
parts
too,
of
actually.
it. Yeah, but Kim Jong Un, he had like American interests growing up. Maybe that's why he gets along with Trump so much. I recently saw like a picture of a fake passport of Kim Jong Un when he was a little kid. Apparently, Kim Jong Il and Kim Jong Un snuck into America and went to Disney World together.
Wow.
In like the 90s.
Honestly, it seems like they did their research for the interview, because like how he's depicted kind of seems like how he is.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Big time.
He probably likes Firework by Katy Perry, stuff like that.
I do.
It's okay. It's kind of overrated.
What?
It's kind of annoying. Come on. She has better songs.
Like what?
I'll
only accept
Last Friday Night.
Maybe one or two other answers. Yeah, Last Friday Night's great. It's not as good as Firework, you maniac.
Yes, it is. It's not as annoying. Teenage Dream.
I'll allow it.
There's more, but those two are definitely better.
I will only accept Teenage Dream and Roar.
Oh, no way. You like her annoying songs. What are you doing?
What?
You gotta like her good stuff.
Roar is a great song.
Ugh.
On that show We Crashed, the Jared Leto character, every day when he went into the WeWork offices, he would make them play Roar.
Her extraterrestrial song I used to be into.
Good song, E.T.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as good as Firework. Get out of here. All right, anyway. Let's get into Kickback. So Simon Sheen, that guy I was just talking about, he's back. He wrote like the first draft of the script, and then it was rewritten just for like American jokes by some hack who worked on like Sesame Street.
Yeah, he did do a lot of Sesame Street. You're right.
Yeah. And our director for this one is a fellow by the name of Charles T. Kanganis.
Yeah.
He was a dude who directed a lot of like random like karate movies. That's why he got this gig. But then after doing this movie, it gave him like new life in his career. And he ended up directing some kids shit.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about him at some point.
Why? Because he did a Dennis the Menace movie?
Yeah.
And he also did the sequel to K9, K911.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's a series of Jim Belushi as a cop hanging out with a dog movies.
Well, what's the Widowmaker? What's that?
The Widowmaker?
Is there a movie like K-19, The Widowmaker?
Oh, K-19, The Widowmaker.
That's different.
Yeah, that's different. That plays that stars Harrison Ford as a Russian submarine.
That's Catherine
captain.
Bigelow, right?
Yeah, it's her worst movie.
Oh. Starring Harrison Ford, it's her worst one?
Yeah, Harrison Ford's doing a Russian accent. It sucks.
You like The Hurt Locker?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, I feel like a lot of people have heard negative things about that movie.
No, it's good.
Okay. I heard it's not very accurate. You don't care about that?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Okay. All right.
Who would ever care?
Some people really care
In
about that.
90 years, are we going to give a shit whether The Hurt Locker is accurate? We're just going to look at it and see whether it's a good movie or
Did that win
not.
Best Picture, The Hurt Locker?
Yeah, it did. That if anyone has negative feelings about that, it's just probably because it won Best Picture.
Yeah, you're right. Any movie that wins Best Picture, people don't like anymore.
Yeah, people shit on. I feel like Parasite's the only one that got out unscathed.
Really? Did 12 Years a Slave win?
Yeah, I feel like 12 Years a Slave has some heat. Like, there are film nerds that don't like that movie now.
People would not even have ever thought of The Shape of Water again if it hadn't won Best Picture.
I know. It would
Green
have
Book
died
also.
it would have died in the ether just like Crimson Peak.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're exactly right about that.
Yeah. Where are we? Oh, okay. I'll tell you where we are.
Yeah?
This movie,
Hell yeah.
Three Ninjas Kickback. It came out May 6th, 1994. I'm going to say probably too early. August 7th was perfect. The first Three Ninjas, because it's like all the movies you're excited about have come out by that point, you know? Because they all come out in like May, June, and July. And then August 7th, it's like there's nothing playing.
It's like
Your
right before
mom-
school starts back.
Yeah, school's gonna start back up. Everyone's kind of depressed. Your mom like wants you to get out of the fucking house, but it's raining, so you can't go to the pool. What are you gonna do? Oh, there's a movie out about these three kids being ninjas. I guess we'll see that.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. May gets buried by everything else.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell else came out May 6th,
I think that
1994?
isn't that Nolan's move? Like Nolan always releases stuff late July because it's like the very end of summer. Like everything's already passed. He can like clear everything out at the very end. That's a good spot, actually. You're right.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the move.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up this the year. Like, I'm curious what came out the
Forrest
week.
Gump. Oh, that week.
You're just naming any movie from 1994.
Shawshank, The Lion King, Quiz Show. Lots of stuff came out that year. Famous year.
All right.
Pulp Fiction. I forgot about. Jesus.
All right, so not much came out this week, but then like the next week, it's like The Crow and Maverick with Mel Gibson. Those were like huge movies. Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Mm-hmm.
This movie needs some room from shit like that.
What did it do? Did it make any money?
No, it lost money. It cost $20 million to make.
20
It's the
million?
most-
Didn't the first one
Yeah,
cost 2 million?
This is the most expensive Three Ninjas movie. I wonder if they're even counting the budget of Knuckle Up in there because it's like it never got released.
What
You
did?
know? This did.
But it got released a year later.
Yeah, but like barely, like I said. But this one it only made $11.7 million.
Oh my
It came in
goodness.
at number 100 for the year, between Little Big League, which is a movie about a kid becoming the general manager of the Minnesota Twins,
Mhm.
and The Ref with Dennis Leary.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So, Three Ninjas Kickback. Let's talk about it. We've got a new Rocky, a new Tum Tum, Skinny Tum Tum. He's the kid from Buffy, like I was talking about.
Yeah.
New Rocky is a hunky man.
Kid from Full House, like we talked about.
Yeah. Now I remembered that it was a new Rocky because my sister preferred this Rocky.
Makes sense. He's older.
But
Hunkier, probably.
Exactly. She had a picture of this kid on her wall. And I asked her, yesterday I was talking to my sister. It was my birthday. So I went home to see my family.
Mm-hmm.
My sister's there. And it's like, I was like, do you remember which Rocky? I was trying to get it out of her because I remembered this, but I wasn't sure she'd remember. So I was like, which Rocky in Three Ninjas did you prefer? And she's like, I'm not sure I saw the second Three Ninjas. I'm like, you did. You saw the second Three Ninjas. And she's like, well, let me take a look at both of them. And I'm like, do it. Take a look at both Rockies. Get in the headspace. Try to imagine yourself as a horny 13-year-old girl trying to fuck these adolescent boys. Okay. And so she did. She got in that headspace and she looked at the pictures and she confirmed it to me. She was like, yes,
She remembered.
I'm more into the second one.
Does he get different? Well, I guess we could say the third one they're all back, right? Because it's right after the first one,
Right.
and then the fourth one they're all different. Is that right?
They're all different. Yeah.
Do you remember who?
I've never seen the
are?
fourth one.
Oh, you never saw the fourth one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so we'll experience new Tum Tum and Rocky and Colt together.
Together. It's
Can't
really
wait.
exciting. Yeah. Battling the forces of Hulk
And then we'll
Hogan.
rank them all. So there'll be 3 of each of them. I guess only 2 Colts. He only got replaced once.
Yeah, only 2 Colts and 3 of everybody else.
The parents are the same.
The parents, I believe, are the same, and the grandfather's the same.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So where are we at the beginning of this movie? I don't really recall. Like, we're still doing karate.
Well, there's some dagger.
Oh,
That's like the
well,
whole thing.
Yeah, that's like a MacGuffin. Who really cares? But like the thrust of the movie is that the 3 ninjas are still doing ninja shit with their grandfather, but also it seems like they're developing other interests beyond ninja shit.
Yeah,
Which is
baseball.
which is distressing to the grandfather. Baseball. It seems to me that they should have seized on how amazing they apparently are at basketball.
Yeah, I thought about that.
And focused on that as a sport.
Yeah, they switch it up in this one. Now it's baseball season.
It looked to me like Rocky and Colt could both be,
They could go pro next year.
at the very least, college basketball players, right?
Yeah, they could start for Duke next year.
Yeah.
The 1 and 2
But
guards.
here they are playing like shitty little league baseball with their dad as the coach.
Was he coaching?
And I think so.
Oh, he
all
was.
the
Yeah, he
adults
was
look the
coaching.
same.
Yeah, I remember because
Yeah.
something crazy happens later.
Yeah, so like they're all on the same team. And it seems like there's only 9 kids on the entire team.
Really? I didn't notice that. How many are needed to
Well-
be on field at the same time?
Well, 9.
Oh,
Yeah, there's 9 people in a baseball lineup, but it doesn't look like they have any backups, any bench players. Because when the 3 of them are in Japan
oh, yeah, they have to
at
forfeit.
the end of the movie, they're going to forfeit the game. And the dad is like, well, we're 3 players short. We only have 6 players.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They only had enough to fill the roster.
And it's like, surely you have like a couple other kids, right?
Maybe not.
You can't have a baseball team. What, the pitcher's pitching a fucking complete game every game?
I think there are 18 kids in there on 2 different teams.
That's ridiculous.
I think that's what's going on in this.
I mean, that can't be the entire league, though. It's just that they're up to the championships. This is the championship
right.
game between the Dragons and the somethings.
The Mustangs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe Colt would be better off on that team.
Oh, that's a good call.
Horse connection.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But the
So,
Dragons, that's pretty good because of the whole ninja connection.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, you guess so. It's obviously why they did it.
Yeah. Like Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, which probably came out around this time.
Sure. Never saw that.
Yeah.
Should I add that to the list?
Nah, you're probably good.
Okay. Did you notice the umpire?
Yeah, of course, it was Don Stark from That 70s Show.
Yeah, Donna's dad.
Yeah, Donna's dad, of course. He was actually really funny. He was doing a lot of shtick.
Oh, in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good in this movie. Yeah, I agree with
Yeah. One of the better performances, I would say.
you. Yeah, he goes for it.
Yeah. So the kids, they're losing interest in ninja stuff. They're loving baseball. They're so into it. And what else do they like? Tum Tum still likes food. Rocky
Likes a new girl.
still likes girls. Yeah.
Does Colt ever show interest in girls or boys or anything or anybody?
You know,
Does he show interest in anything
Yeah.
besides being a ninja? I guess.
Yeah, he's the most focused on ninja-ing, I think. But you're right. You know, in this movie, they're in Japan, and Colt enters himself into a karate tournament without telling anybody, right? And he gets into his round 1 fight, and it's sort of, at first I thought it was a blood sport. It was gonna be like the Kumite, but then it turns out it's all kids. So Colt,
So he's gonna fight an adult.
well, I thought because the way Victor Wong presented it to them was, I have this dagger that I won when I won a karate tournament 50 years ago.
Yeah,
And
when
in
he was
my
a kid, it's like
and
for
in
children.
my mind, I'm like, this guy's like 70, so he was probably like in his 20s winning this karate
Oh.
tournament. you know. And then he's gonna go and present it to the winner on like the 50th anniversary of the karate tournament. It doesn't seem like anyone's asking him to do this. He's just like excited to do it. And
Really, I'm sure it's like the whole deal.
I don't know, maybe. So he
But why
that's
does he
what
only have to do it every 50 years? Like, what happened all those other times? Is this
yeah,
tournament only once every 50 years, or does it happen every year and the winner only gets the dagger every 50 years?
there's 50 prizes and then they cycle them out.
Oh, really?
That's what
Oh,
I
you made that
think.
up?
Yeah, that's a joke.
Oh, could be.
Yeah. That would be good, right?
I guess so. Did you like the baseball kid running around the bases farting? Did you like that kid?
I didn't like how the farts were so smelly so quick that it made everybody pass out as he passed.
Yeah, immediately. It's not even like a 5. It's like it gets ahead 5 seconds and then they pass out. It is immediate. You're right.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like weaponized.
But you said when you were a kid you like poop and fart jokes. This one didn't make you laugh.
I mean, I probably liked this as a kid, yeah, but I didn't know.
Mm. But then at the end they sort of smarten up and they have like the nose clips.
Yeah, that's right.
They're like, "Oh, here comes the farting kid." Let's
Yeah,
get our
they
nose
have
clipped."
like laundry. What do you call those?
Clothespins.
Clothespins. Very good.
Thank you.
Good job, Logan. All right. So the grandfather wants to take them to Japan, but the baseball championships are next week.
Right, and
And
they have to
so,
decide.
and like only Tum Tum wants to go to Japan, and even he only wants to go to Japan because he's interested in sumo wrestling.
Right.
And so like the grandfather's like, what the fuck? Like I'm like bummed out because it seemed like in the first movie they love their grandfather. They love ninjaing. I didn't like it that in this movie like they're not as invested in that. Like in the second Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi is like, I have to go to Japan in that voice. And Daniel-san basically, without telling anybody, like lies to his school, gets off for an entire semester, hops on a fucking plane,
Wow.
and follows Mr. Miyagi to Japan. And that's what I want to see. A Daniel-san.
These kids don't have that drive.
They don't. These 90s kids, it's fucking slackers.
They're more into baseball.
Yeah. And it's like, you're not even good at baseball, especially Colt. Like, Colt, you suck at baseball. I saw you destroy in basketball one movie ago.
He's really missed his calling. And Tum Tum, what's up with Tum Tum catching hot dogs at every chance he gets? Why can he never find the baseball, but he's always catching hot dogs?
Well, here's the problem with Tum Tum. Right before the game starts, he's off going to buy hot dogs and ice cream. He doesn't have enough time to eat it. Like, at least buy it when you're not
Maybe they were on
fielding.
defense. I guess they were on or offense at the time. He wasn't
Tum-
catching.
Tum Tum was the catcher, too.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a weird
this
choice.
8-year-old boy is, like, catching fastballs from, like, a 14-year-old?
But he looked even younger. Like new Rocky looks 16 and new Tum Tum looks 5.
He doesn't look 5.
Yes, he does. He looks so young.
All right. I was talking about Cole and that Kumite.
Right.
This is why Cole is asexual. Because in the Kumite, he gets beat up, and then the person who beats him up takes off her. Oh, I spoiled it. Takes off their little cloak, and wouldn't you know, it's a girl. And Tum Tum, of course, is like, Cole got beat by a girl. Great stuff. And so obviously, my thought was that, okay, Rocky had a love interest in the first movie, right? Emily, famously.
Yeah.
And in this film, we've already met a Rocky love interest, that girl at the baseball game.
This is a good point.
So we've got Colt here getting beat up by a girl. Wouldn't it, of course, make the most sense for Colt to have his first love, Mio, and that's the big relationship in the movie, right?
Exactly. But no.
But we don't do that. Rocky fucking
He's so
blocks
cool.
this kid. First of all, if I'm Rocky, I wouldn't have even made that move. I would have just assumed Colt. This girl's for Colt.
Did he make a move?
Oh yeah, are you
What did he
kidding me?
do?
There's like a scene where like Rocky and Mio are like eating together, and Rocky's like flirting. His game
I
is
thought she
hard.
was like way more into him. Like she was the one making the
Yeah, but
moves.
who wouldn't be? He's Rocky. But like I'm saying, if you're
Exactly. I don't think it's his
Rocky,
fault.
but you can't reciprocate. That's Colt's girl.
But she's not into him. Remember when they go to eat at like with her mom at one point, and she's like, "Hey Rocky, your Japanese is getting good, but it could be even better." And she takes him into a room and she like puts on her glasses to. And they're that's a weird
Oh
scene. Where they're
yeah,
both nerds.
because Rocky's really scared that she's gonna make fun of him for having glasses, but then she has glasses too.
Yeah, weird like pan over to her. She's got.
I
Glasses on
loved
also.
that. It's not weird. It was charming. I probably liked
No, I
it
liked it.
as
It
a
was just
kid
like
with bad vision.
it was just a choice,
It is a choice.
but I liked it.
But I mean, all I'm saying is Rocky is lucky that Colt is asexual, because if Colt actually had interest in this girl, as any normal person would have, like fucking that brother relationship is irreparable as far as I'm concerned.
I think she might have just like laid down the foundation early on. Like
I mean-
I'm into Rocky.
Meanwhile, this is a Karate Kid 2 thing also, because Daniel San fell in love in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there like a fight with somebody else over
Yeah.
her?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
I liked Mio. I thought she was charming.
Me too.
I mean, she's the girl from Karate Kid too, but she's charming. And but I didn't like how like sometimes she pronounces something wrong, and Tum Tum is like, I think you meant to say bat or something, whatever.
You don't like that?
No. It's like cheap, easy accent jokes. Like she's saying the word bat, but she pronounces it butt, and that's funny.
Oh. I didn't know if it was an accent thing as much as like she just didn't know what the word was.
No, I think it was supposed to be an accent thing.
Oh, I guess so. I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
I wasn't into it. Anyway,
Yeah, she says like I'm gonna kick bat stuff like that.
yeah, she ends up coming back to America with them at the end of the movie, which I couldn't believe.
Really? Does she live with them?
I mean,
Does she have
no,
parents?
no, because they reference her going back to Japan at some point, so she's not coming to live with them, but she's coming just to like be a ringer in their baseball game. Because
Oh,
remember, she makes
right.
that big catch,
When she's in Japan, isn't she trying out for the baseball team? And they're like, "We'll teach you baseball if you teach us how to
ninja. Yeah.
Does she play at the end?
She makes a great catch, because remember,
Oh.
she's not good at catching the ball. She can only hit the ball because she knows how to swing a sword, like she knows how to swing a bat, right?
Oh, I didn't even notice
But
any of that.
but then she can't catch anything. But at the end of the movie, she makes a great catch on a home run ball, and then the kid who hit the ball, when he finds out there was a girl that made that catch, he's very upset and he wants to physically fight her.
Yes, you're
But
right
don't
about
even
that.
worry about it, because she's a ninja. So she beats him up, and that's the end of the movie.
Right. You're right about that. And we get like a great Tum Tum thing, like, well, I tried to warn him, looking into the camera.
Yeah, he does. Okay, we haven't even talked about the villain of the movie yet, but can we just discuss that last moment in the movie, which I had totally forgotten about, where Tum Tum, he looks into the camera.
He does it like twice, you're right.
He looks into the camera and he says something to the effect of, I hope there's more food in our next adventure. Talking to the audience. And then he just goes like, see you next time.
Yeah, and he
that's
like
the
takes his
end.
mask off and winks at the camera. It's very weird.
It is out
And very unnecessary. Like that could not be there, and it's no different.
But you know why they did it? It's because they knew. They were like, we have another Three Ninjas movie. It's already made.
Is there
Like,
more
so-
food in the next one? Do you remember?
I don't recall.
I hope that comes into play.
I hope so too. I hope there's like a huge food fight.
Yeah, or some plot with food. There has to be.
Yeah. I know that the next one takes place on a Native American reservation.
Oh, really?
Which, of course, is strike one against it for me.
Yeah, you hate that.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry to fans of Reservation Dogs on FX, which is apparently very good.
At one point in this movie, they have to like get tickets to go to Tokyo because they realize like that their grandpa's in trouble or whatever. So they're gonna go to Tokyo
Yeah.
to the grandpa. And they
And they by the way do the thing where they run through the airport really fast, like in Home Alone.
yeah, good call. They do that.
Yeah.
But they're talking to somebody. They're talking to like one of the women that works at the airport on the thing,
Yeah.
and she's like, all right, well, I really need to talk to the grandpa to like get some verification about all this. And Rocky's like, hey, Colt. And I thought for a second, Colt was gonna go up to the phone and do a grandpa impression into the phone, but he has like a
should've.
recording of the grandpa talking, and that's what he plays.
and it's like the fucking talk boy thing in Home Alone 2, where like he fools the people in the
You're
Plaza
exactly
Hotel.
right.
Dude, like these movies are such Home Alone ripoffs. It's not
But
even
when's
funny.
Home Alone 2? Like this is 94.
Home Alone 2 was 93, I think.
Wow.
They even do a thing where like the mom finds out that they're not at home. They're in
And she screams into the
Japan.
camera.
Yeah, and they do a close up of her face to the camera. And she's like, "Boys!"
You're right about that. They are very aware of it. Yeah, they have to be.
It's outrageous, man. I think Turtle like tried to hide it, like paper over it a little bit, but this Kanganas guy is just like, "Fuck it, it's Home Alone."
He's like, I know
ripoff."
one thing, and that's Home Alone.
Yeah, that was a successful movie a few years ago. All right, so the boys are in Japan. There's a villain trying to steal that dagger from the grandfather. The grandfather actually ends up in the hospital for a large chunk of the movie.
Oh yeah, they wreck into him with their car.
Yeah, and he's like getting molested by a nurse.
And then he says, Daddy's got to go to work, and he breaks the cast off of his arm. And he fights Vin Diesel. That was cool.
Is that in 6?
7.
7, yeah. Okay, Fast and Furious. So, by the way, the nurse who's molesting him at first is the cook who gets stabbed in the back in Clue the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. The crazy nurse that he doesn't like?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't recognize her.
But then there's a hilarious moment where it's like, she's like, all right, I'm going home. Get ready for the night shift, nurse.
You thought that was hilarious?
And he's like, thank God. And then the night shift nurse is just like a big dude.
And you were dying on the floor.
I probably thought that was so funny as a kid. But ripping on trans people as a kid, like before you understood what
That's a trans
people
thing?
were. I mean, it's a man dressed as a woman.
Oh, I didn't notice that. I thought it was just a man.
No, he's supposed to be a woman.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, and
Wow.
fucking, it's spooky, man. It's spooky how okay that was back then.
You ever see you've seen Scary Movie. There's like a gym teacher in Scary Movie, and what's her face? What's the actress's name in those movies? Anna Faris. She's like sitting with the gym teacher, and she like moves her legs, like her balls fall out.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember
That
that.
always made me laugh so much.
And there's that stuff in Ace Ventura with Sean Young, who's Ray Finkel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, it's crazy shit. Anyway, fucking the villain in this movie.
Right.
They got him because he had just been in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 as the main villain the year before. Yeah.
Okay.
In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, they of course go back in time to feudalism times in Japan. And and they fight an emperor of Japan, and it's him.
Had no idea.
Yeah.
Is that Secret of the Ooze? Which one is this?
No. That's number 3. It doesn't have a tagline, but a lot of people call it Turtles in Time.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Like Die Harder?
Well, because there was a video game called Turtles in Time as well, so it made sense for the movie.
Okay.
Anyway, yes, it is sort of like Die Harder. Turtles in Time is the Die Harder of the Turtleverse. What meaningless things I say on this show.
I have a question about how baseball works.
Yeah.
Is that a thing where they say like during a baseball game, like, all right, guys, we have 3 more at bats? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
There's like a set number of times people bat. I thought
Well,
the whole thing about baseball is like it goes until the outs. You go until
Well,
there are
it
3
is.
different outs.
It is, but it's like if you say like we have 3 more outs, then it's 3 more at bats.
Because they say like, all right, we have 3 more at bats, and it's going to be Tum Tum, Rocky, and Colt.
Yeah, they're saying in the last inning, so they only have 3 outs left. Like potentially there could be more than 3 at bats, but that's what's scheduled. Like we're guaranteed 3 more at bats.
So it's not for certain. I thought
right. Nothing's
Okay.
for certain in baseball, Logan. Nothing's for certain.
Okay, well, I thought maybe this was like I didn't know if this was a little league thing, like they do have a set number of at bats or what the rule was.
Well, you do. I believe the innings only 6 innings in Little League.
Oh,
At least when I was playing. I don't know if they do more now.
it should be 6 always. I feel like baseball's too long. What do I know? I don't watch it anyway.
Nah, yeah, you don't. Baseball's good. It's a good sport.
Okay, all right.
Baseball is my 3rd favorite sport. No, it's my 2nd favorite sport.
Hockey 1, baseball 2.
Yeah,
it's the complete opposite of me. That's so crazy.
Hockey, baseball, football, basketball, but basketball used to be number 2 for me. So I feel like there's room for it to move.
Basketball is like the best it's been in so long.
Well, I'm planning this year. I'm getting back into basketball. I'm gonna be a Knicks fan.
Good, that's good.
Yeah. Because I got into the playoffs this past year, and I had a really good time watching some of those games.
Yeah, they probably won't make the playoffs this year, but maybe
no,
in,
definitely
like, 3 years.
not. But like, it's still that'll be a gateway to get me back into the NBA. It's just been a good bunch of years since I've like been invested.
It's just so entertaining. Everyone's so good now, right?
And there's a lot of fun personalities and shit, and I like following that stuff.
And it's like a crazy point where like this is never gonna happen again. Where like LeBron is at the end of his career, but he's still amazing, and everyone else coming in is so good, and everyone in the middle is so good. Like all the shit players are good. It's great. It's a great time to be alive.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
You ever listen to the Flagrant Ones, that podcast about basketball?
No.
Good podcast.
Okay.
Logan.
Yes.
What happens? What else do you have to talk about in this one?
I guess not that much. They go to America. They win the baseball game. The guy fights the girl, right?
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to bring up one joke. At one point, a guy gets set on fire, and they're like, "You won't be sat in the no smoking section." Did you understand that joke?
Yeah, I've heard of that. That used to be a thing.
Yeah, that occurred to me. That's like a thing it doesn't exist anymore.
Smoking indoors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess nowhere smokes indoors.
Yeah, and somebody else. Oh, here, Aaron, regular listener, Aaron has a question for you.
Yeah.
When in the first movie, when the robbers are in the liquor store, right?
Yes.
And something beeps. What do you think that was? Something beeps, and then he immediately says, "Can I use your phone?"
I don't know.
What do you think that was?
Do you know the answer to this?
Yeah, what do you think could have beeped to make him know that he needed
to
use the phone?
This is like, okay, I get what you're asking now. Like his little pager thing?
Yes, okay.
Oh, okay. I was very confused by the question.
We were curious whether you knew what a pager
Oh, no, I understood that. And it was like his reminder to give somebody a call or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay. Great stuff. Well, all right, so they've kicked back. Next week they're gonna knuckle up. I mean, I feel like there's not like plot stuff we're missing. Wait, right? We didn't talk about. No, wait, come on. Yeah, we didn't talk about the bad guy enough because he's got 3 henchmen like in the first movie.
Oh, right. This movie is way more convoluted.
Oh, it's horrible. This movie sucks.
Yeah.
So the bad guy wants the sword of destiny.
He wants the sword and the dagger. He needs both of them.
Right, because they open up a holy grail.
Right.
That the grandfather knows the location of, by the way.
Right. Well, it starts out, he's like, I just need this sword and this dagger. And then he gets the sword and the dagger. And then he's like, oh, shit, well, I actually need the grandpa because he knows where it is. So then they have to go get the grandpa. So then the grandpa takes him to it. And then the kids find it somehow and they're in it.
But I wanted to discuss the 3 men that they get to steal the sword, okay? Because they're Glam, Vinny, and Slam.
Of course.
Those are the henchmen in the film. Glam Slam, of course, later reappropriated by Beth Phoenix as her finisher move.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good point. The Glamazon herself.
yeah. But the third most interesting person in the world,
Oh
Logan,
my god.
is Dustin Wen.
Now which one's he?
He's the main one, Glam, the
Okay.
Asian fella with the hair.
The white hair.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
We first meet them, and they are playing in a metal band, like a glam metal band, and they're playing at a club, like in an audition for a guy. And this scenes like this gave me the wrong idea about being a musician growing up. I thought, like, if you started a band, you were constantly just getting called in front of club owners to perform, and then they decide, okay, you can perform at that club or you cannot perform at this club. And what I found when I was actually in bands is, no, you have to go into a million places and beg them to take your CDs, and most of them won't even take them.
Right.
Okay. So so they're performing in the metal band, and then they get the call, all right, we need you to steal a sword and a dagger. And they're like, no problem. We got it.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah. And the main guy is Dustin Wen. Now, I looked this guy up. I probably wouldn't have even bothered. But I looked him up because there's a comic book artist who used to draw Batman named Dustin Wen, and I want to know if it was the same person.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. But it's not.
Okay.
It's not. Okay. But what I want to tell you is that Dustin Wen is a Vietnamese actor who escaped from Saigon during the war and moved to America and married a model. Okay.
Mhm.
Then in the year 2001, he and his model wife were in a car with the actors who played the Yellow Ranger.
Are they in New York?
I don't know.
Okay.
They're in a car with the actress who played the Yellow Ranger in the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Yellow Ranger?
I mean, I don't know who it is, but sure, yeah.
Her name was Trini. The actress's name was Tai Trang. Now, do you
What?
know where she is?
Tai Trang from Survivor?
Stop it. Do you know where she is today?
That's really the person's name? Tai
yes.
Trang?
Yes.
Oh my god. No, I have no idea. Dead?
Dead.
Okay.
Okay. She died in that very car.
Oh my god. No.
I swear to you.
Yeah, continue.
In the year 2001, exactly 1 week before 9/11.
That's why I was wondering if they were in New York or not.
Okay. Oh, good question. Yeah. And so in that car accident, the Yellow Ranger died, and this guy's wife ended up a quadriplegic.
Oh my god.
Okay. And he, don't even worry about it, uninjured.
Oh my
Totally
god.
fine.
Was he driving?
I have no idea.
Holy shit.
Okay. And so
Oh
he
my god.
got into Ducati motorcycles, and he continues to do karate. Okay. And then he divorced his quadriplegic
Holy
wife.
shit. What do you do though?
I think you got to stay with her forever.
God damn.
So now he's remarried.
I truly I cannot even imagine.
Yeah, he's remarried to a Vietnamese actress named Bibi Pham, and they have 2 kids together and live in Vietnam.
Okay. All right.
And poor Angela Rockwood.
That's
She-
the wife?
Yeah, she was like this hot model actress. She was on that show
God
VIP. She's in Fast and the Furious as one of those like sexy ladies
That
as,
does the
like-
intro thing?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Whoa.
Yeah. And poor, just she can't walk now.
Horrible.
She's got no husband.
Yeah, that's
That's
very
horrible.
upsetting, Daniel.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
All right, so I've given you details of the three most interesting men. Those are the three ninjas, as far as I'm concerned: Victor Wong, Simon Sheen, and Dustin Wen. Those are my three ninjas.
All right, that's fair enough.
The most interesting men in the world. All right, so they're the guys, and they're just sort of like a worse version of the guys from the last one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, they don't do anything different.
Yeah.
Well, at one point they actually do like sneak into his hospital and they record his audio at one point. So that's kind of different.
Oh yeah, they dress up as nurses in the hospital. Meanwhile, Grandpa looks like an idiot in that scene because he doesn't he calls them lovely ladies at first. Like, it's so clear that these are men dressed as women. One of them has a beard, Grandpa.
Yeah, literal beard. He tries to put on a mask, but come on, you can see it.
You can see the beard.
Yeah, horrible job.
I wear a mask. You can see my beard peeking out.
Yeah, come on, Victor.
We all wear masks these days, don't we?
No, not all of us.
They all got masks in
Not
this movie.
Tim getting COVID.
Good call. They all got masks in this movie, like a red one, a blue one, and a green one.
Right.
And I
think
thought
it's
those
yellow,
were
not
cool. Red. I thought that was like trying to brand them like the Ninja Turtles. Why weren't there Three Ninjas action figures? Like, I couldn't buy like an action figure of them wearing the masks.
Yeah, I guess not. I don't know.
Then I can have them like fight Shredder, do Ninja Turtles.
Just sold
crossovers.
Those masks. Could have been cool.
They should have. Now they probably would. Now,
For
like,
sure.
movie studios don't miss any marketing opportunity anymore. But
in fact, they just like add stuff in only for the marketing.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Anytime Spider-Man has ever worn a costume in a movie that's not the main Spider-Man costume, it's just to sell toys.
Anytime there's any new anything, basically, it's just to sell toys.
Yeah, anytime they introduce a new character into a movie franchise, it's to sell toys of
Baby
that
Yoda
character.
was just to sell toys.
Absolutely,
Love
it was.
Volume 1, he was just sell toys.
Yeah, like, it worked on you, great, but he's there to sell toys.
Mm-hmm. Grogu.
Remember when he ate all those eggs?
Yeah, that was kind of sad.
That was great. All right, what are we talking about? Anything else? You got anything else? I've got nothing else about this Three Ninjas Kickback. It was a delightful film to watch. I gave the first movie a 2, and if that's a 2, then this is a 1.5, and the next one's a 1. But of course, we don't do halves on this show, so I'm just gonna give this one a 2. But much.
Oh, I agree with you. I thought you were gonna go 1.
No.
Yeah, they're real short. It's kind of the same movie as the first one, but just more shit in it that doesn't make sense.
There's fun shit. The baseball thing's good. The Mio stuff is cute.
Donna's dad.
Who's Donna?
Oh, from that 70s show. The
umpire. Oh, right. Donna's dad. Maybe he's my MVP.
I actually did not. I actually forgot to write down an MVP and an LVP, so I'm gonna have difficulty with this.
Yeah. There was a video game of this movie.
Really?
We should try and play it.
On what?
A Sega Genesis.
I don't have a Sega Genesis.
I did. Why didn't I have this game?
I don't know. Talk to your parents about it.
I guess so. I only had games of big movies like Aladdin, and I had one Terminator versus RoboCop on Sega Genesis.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It was great. Yeah.
Look, and I think I'm gonna go MVP Donna's dad.
Me too.
Wow, he's in like 2 scenes.
I know, but he really makes himself known.
Yeah, he does.
As far as I'm concerned, if I was casting Donna's dad on that 70s show, I'm thinking over my mental Rolodex of character actors in Hollywood. I'm like, God damn, that umpire from Three Ninjas Kickback really made me laugh.
Yeah, I guess this is before. He's not Donna's dad yet.
Yeah.
Who's your LVP?
Boy, I mean, it could be so many.
Could be anybody, really.
You know who it's going to be? I'm giving LVP to Skinny Tum Tum.
I'll tell you, whenever I saw Skinny Tum Tum...
Tum Tum needs to have a Tum Tum.
Is that what it's called, Tum Tum?
A kid named his name is Tum Tum, as the grandfather explains, because all his power emanates from his tummy. Okay? So in the first movie, like, it's a normal looking kid, and all little kids have a little bit of a tummy, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you could touch his little tummy. In this movie, they picked this tiny little shrimp, man. He's got no tummy to speak of. He's got a concave chest, this fucking kid. So, like, I don't know, man. if you're gonna show a kid eat that much on screen, they've got to be like a little chubby kid.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but I didn't think he was annoying as I thought he was going to be. Like when he first showed up, I was like, "Oh my god, they got this totally wrong." But then by the end, I was kind of on his side. I don't know why.
I got a little used to him, but then by the end, he's like ripping on Mio for like speaking wrong, and then
Yeah, that's
he
a good
looks
point.
into the camera and talks about their next adventure.
It's
I'm
not
like,
his
get out of
fault.
here, kid.
He was directed to do that.
I know, but he did it. Um, yeah, I'm just not into this little tum tum.
I agree with you. I guess I would have to go him over anybody else. What do the parents do? Do the parents do anything in this movie?
I mean, the mom's just in the stands watching the game, and the dad's coaching.
Oh yeah, he's coaching.
And the mom is scared that they're in Japan, and they have to call her. Remember that scene where they're like fighting a bunch of ninjas and also talking to their mom on the phone and pretending they're not fighting ninjas?
Yes, I do remember
That was
that.
horrible.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought
I
Tum Tum was
just-
okay there.
Anytime they're fighting ninjas, I'm just like, you would not be. These are grown men wielding swords. You children are dead.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but listen, it's a PG movie. You know what? I thought during this, I was
In
thinking
the
like,
Karate Kid, like Daniel-san is fighting like Johnny Lawrence, like a dickish kid from the valley. Like that's who you need to be fighting in like a kid's karate movie. They can't be fighting grown men with swords.
well, they do. Okay.
They really do.
I was thinking, so sad for this Rocky guy didn't get a trip to Japan out of this movie.
Yeah, it's true. They filmed in Japan for this one.
Yeah, really upsetting for that guy. Did they go anywhere in the
Pretty
third
sweet.
one? Do you remember?
Just a Native American reservation.
Oh right, I forgot about that. My LVP, I will go with whoever the third bad guy was of the crew. I don't even remember, but I'll go with him.
Jesus. All right.
I don't want to go Tum Tum. I liked him.
Okay. You like them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah,
We
that's all
fucking
I
did
had,
it.
basically.
Next week on the show, we're going to be watching Three Ninjas Knuckle Up and Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain,
Yeah, which you never
which
saw.
I've never seen and has Hulk Hogan in it and also Lonnie Anderson. And next week, I guess I'll explain who Lonnie Anderson is to Logan.
And we will rank Tum Tum, Rocky, and Colt.
Well, we'll rank all the Tum Tums, Rockies, and Colts. Well, I got to say, so far, last place, second movie, Tum Tum.
Oh, we're ranking them against each other?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
That's good. No, I would say
All right.
first movie Colt is my least favorite.
It's first movie Colt is first, second, and third movie Colt.
I know, but that character was my least favorite.
That's outrageous. Colt's gonna be number one on my list.
That's
He's the only one that
crazy.
can act, man. He was in Parenthood, the movie, not the show. I mean, also the show, but the original show that got canceled after one season, not the remake show that I liked.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. So that'll be exciting next week. We'll talk about A Real American.